Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, why is colon cancer increasingly being diagnosed among young people? Also tonight, a visit with ASU basketball coach Bobby Hurley as our Final Four coverage continues. Coverage that also includes a look at how University of Phoenix Stadium is transforming for the big event. That's next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your PBS station. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. The U.S. House voted today to repeal a regulation that requires internet companies to get the permission of customers before selling their data to advertisers. The regulation was approved during the Obama administration but has not gone into effect. Arizona Senator Jeff Flake sponsored the bill and says that the FCC regulation combating broadband piracy could also stifle business.
This is not knocking out regulations that are in place that are protecting people's privacy. Right. This is putting a further stay on regulations that were proposed that would be uneven and would treat one portion of the internet different from another portion of the internet. Right. And we need to do so in an even-handed manner.
Flake says that the regulation hinders competition in the advertising industry because the regulations don't apply to search or social media companies like Google or Facebook. Internet privacy advocates say, though, that the repeal of the regulation gives internet companies too much freedom in using or selling information regarding personal online activity. A new study by the American Cancer Society and the National Cancer Institute shows a sharp increase in colorectal cancers among adults in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. For more on the study, we welcome Dr. Nayan Patel, a gastroenterologist and transplant hepatologist with Banner Health. Welcome to Arizona Horizon. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Ted.
Sharp increase among adults in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. What's going on here?
Well, that's something we're trying to really delve into. As you know, this is Colon Cancer Awareness Month, and we're doing a great job preventing cancer in patients older than 50, but there has been a rise in younger patients in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, and why that is occurring is not clear. Some of it may be related to hereditary cancer syndromes, where multiple family members have cancer, multiple relatives such as siblings, parents, grandparents, and it doesn't necessarily have to be colon cancer. It can be multiple cancers. It's thought that about 35% of young patients that develop colon cancer may fall into this category. And if they were found to be part of a hereditary cancer syndrome, then their screening for colon cancer would start at a much earlier age.
I was going to say, the first thing I thought of when I heard about an increase in the rates of the 20s, 30s, and 40s, I mean, it's not even suggested you get a colonoscopy until you're older than 40, sometimes 50, older than that even. I mean, how do we know? Does this mean we should have been testing these folks, younger folks, all along?
Well, from a population perspective, it's hard to justify screening colonoscopies on patients in their 20s or 30s. Certainly if they have symptoms, rectal bleeding, a change in their bowel movements, abdominal pain, they should really listen to their bodies and see a gastrointestinal professional. If there's a family history of colon cancer or any family history of other cancers, they should speak to their healthcare provider because it may trigger an evaluation for a hereditary syndrome where they would then begin colonoscopies in their 20s.
When you say hereditary syndrome, does that mean genetic testing? What does that mean?
It actually does. So the first way to screen for it is to get a good family history, of cancer within the family. And if it's found that there's cancer, any type of cancer really, within multiple generations of your family, then that would trigger genetic testing, generally with a geneticist, to look for a cancer syndrome.
Other factors, increased obesity rates playing a part here?
Yeah, obesity is an epidemic, a national epidemic, and a public health problem. And obesity is a risk factor for colon cancer. Obesity causes inflammation throughout the body, and cancer is essentially when normal cells become abnormal and inflammation plays a part.
We're learning a lot about inflammation, aren't we? It just seems like inflammation is what everyone is talking about and focusing on when dealing with cancer and other illnesses as well.
Correct.
As far as changes in diet, environmental changes, these sorts of things, how big a factor are those?
Yeah, when it comes to colon cancer, there's factors we can control and there's factors we can't control. The ones we really can't control are age. The older you are, the more common it becomes. The vast majority still occurs in patients over 50. Family history is something else we can't control. But in terms of what we can control, the number one thing, the most modifiable risk factor is tobacco use.
Wow.
After that, it's an active lifestyle, combating obesity, decreasing red meat consumption, and abstaining from heavy alcohol use.
That's interesting that those things, after all these years, tobacco is still being used and still a major factor.
Yeah, and it's still the number one cause of really all cancers, at least a modifiable cause of all cancers.
You mentioned that rates for those 50 plus are falling or at least improving, things are looking better. Why is that?
That's because more patients are being screened. About 65% of the population over age 50 is undergoing colon cancer screening. And by undergoing screening, we know that if we find a colon cancer early, it's curable, but also we know we can prevent colon cancer if we find polyps, which are precancerous growths in the colon. Polyps can be removed during a colonoscopy.
As far as treatment for colon cancer, has it improved over the years? It seems like we've done so many stories on cancer treatment and cancer health, and it's like a brave new world out there with immunotherapy and the whole 9 yards. What about colorectal cancers?
Yeah, actually, 5-year survivals have increased over time and are close to 70%. The primary treatment is still surgery, and then it's chemotherapy. There are specialized immunotherapies or monoclonal antibodies. So there's been a lot of cutting-edge treatments.
But it still is a major cancer with major concerns.
Correct. It's the second leading cause of cancer death in the U.S. behind lung cancer.
As far as raising awareness among young folks, what should be done out there? What can be done? I mean, I would think the word would get around, but you know, young folks, they think they're invincible. I know I did when I was a younger folk. What do you do to get this word out?
Yeah, I think some of it depends on how young they are. If there's any family history of colon cancer or even colon polyps, then patients should at least begin screening colonoscopy at age 40. If they're younger, younger than 40, 20s or 30s, where we've seen some of that increase, it's more of listening to your body. If you have rectal bleeding, if you're developing a new symptom of abdominal pain, changes in bowel movements, then they should really see a physician, maybe their primary care physician first, and then they can be referred to a GI physician.
Is this something that is endemic to the West or to America? Are we seeing this in other parts of the world as well?
That's a great question. In westernized societies, there are higher rates of colon cancer.
We're talking diet here, aren't we?
Yeah.
What kind of diet? What is a major diet risk?
A diet high in fats and low in vegetables and fiber is really the main risk, and a diet high in red meat.
So animal fats or all fats? Because we're starting to hear that fats may not be so bad for you. I mean, animal fats are different than other fats, but does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, animal fats, bad fats. I mean, there are good fats.
Right, right. Grand scheme of things here, before we let you go, I just want to know, in the world of especially cancer treatment, cancer therapy, cancer diagnosis, it seems like things are going at breakneck speed. Are they still improving at that rate? I mean, are discoveries happening almost every week, it seems?
They are. There's a lot of medical discovery, really a lot of great research out there, and there's always breakthroughs. We are busy caring for patients, but there's a lot of researchers, scientists, a lot of people that really get no credit and are coming up with breakthroughs in cancer treatment.
And I would imagine that just this information is a positive treatment in and of itself when someone's undergoing this kind of therapy and has to deal with this disease.
Definitely.
So it's an encouraging word out there, in other words. All right, good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. We certainly appreciate it. And coming up on Arizona Horizon, we'll hear from ASU basketball coach Bobby Hurley.
I want to tell his story.
This is your story.
And this is my story.
We can learn a different way.
This is all about fighting for life.
It would affect me the rest of my life.
Let those men and women speak and bring justice.
Take a deep breath and make your moment.
The college basketball semifinal and championship games will be played at the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale starting April 1st. Our coverage of the big event includes a look at the economic impact of the games, the logistics of putting on a national sporting event, and a special sports reporters edition of the Journalists Roundtable. That's all later this week. Tonight, a conversation with ASU basketball coach Bobby Hurley, who went to the Final Four and won a championship as a player with Duke. Hurley talked to ASU sports journalism professor Paula Bovin.
Bobby, thanks for joining us. Can't believe it's 95 was the last time the Final Four was in the West. We have it here in the Valley. You know, all sports have championship games, but I think a lot of people don't sort of appreciate how different the Final Four is. What do you think, for the people who haven't been there, what do you think is so unique about it?
I just think all the fan bases, you know, just flocking to the event and the excitement and the enthusiasm about the Final Four. Have been so many terrific games, great memorable games played, and just to have all those teams there and competing for that national championship. And I think Phoenix is such a great place to host it with the weather and the excitement to be here.
You know, you're sort of our resident Final Four expert. You've been to 3, you've won 2 national championships. 25 years ago, you were the most outstanding player. When you think of sort of the snapshot of that 92 season when you were the most outstanding player, what are the snapshots? Are they the locker room after? Are they Christian Laettner yelling at you? You know, what are the memories?
Just playing that highest level of competition. Just, you know, just how good and proud you feel after you win, standing on that stage. You know, the competition itself it's exhilarating to play in a game like that. It's what you grow up playing the game for. But just to know that you're the last team standing, that you're a national champion, that you know you're going to go down in the history of the game, and you know, and you kind of go through the whole season and you realize how hard the journey's been, and now you're the last team standing.
I mean, your three-point shooting those tournaments were outstanding, and I know for so many people they worry about in these big domes how that's going to impact it. Did it ever bother you?
No, it was something like when I got to the gym, I would when we had our time to shoot on the court, just get acclimated, adjusted to it. But people talk about the depth perception because there is so much room behind the baskets. But you know, I was always taught at a real young age to lock into my target, and I don't know, you're not really playing for yourself. You're playing to win, and you know, every shot you take is for your team to win, and that's kind of how I approached it.
This postseason already has been pretty incredible, big upsets. I enjoyed the storyline in Sacramento. Your brother was up there and as a coach of Rhode Island, and it's been great to see his success. I know you guys were close growing up. I think he's, what, a year younger than you. How is it, I know there's so much focus on you in your career right now, but how was it for you watching him in the tournament?
It was a terrific feeling, unbelievable feeling. It's you know, your brother, your best friend, and been through so much together, both as players, and then, you know, my first job in coaching in Division I was with Dan for 3 years as an assistant coach, and learned a lot from him. And I knew that his moment would come. You know, I already was fortunate enough to win a conference championship at Buffalo and go to the NCAA tournament, and had that feeling of coaching a game in the tournament. And I just was really looking forward to seeing Dan walk out onto the floor and have an opportunity to coach in the event. He played in the event, was a really good player, and now he had a chance to coach and win a game, and played, you know, very well against Oregon. So I'm thrilled for him.
His press conferences before they played was a little bit emotional. He talked about going back, I think, to Sacramento for the first time, and that was the site when you were a rookie with the Kings. You had that horrific car accident. He talked about, you know, seeing you near death, and so it was hard for him to come back into town. Did you feel any of that, or have you kind of sort of removed yourself from that? Yeah,
I mean, I didn't get that feeling or focus on those emotions when I was there. I was just really excited about for Dan and staying in the moment for him. But, you know, we spoke on that briefly, and he got a little bit emotional about it, just because you don't realize how something like that and the impact it has on other people. And certainly he was upset with what I had to go through in terms of that. But, you know, I'm kind of well over it, and didn't play my best basketball in Sacramento. It was as a player. I had played much better as an amateur, so I was a little concerned for Dan to have to go coach in that same city, but he did very well, especially in that first game.
Well, speaking of very well, the Pac-12 has represented itself very well in this tournament. I think some people are surprised by it. I imagine you're not.
No. I mean, we played great competition in non-conference, and we played Kentucky and Purdue, and you know, high-level games. So I knew from just playing UCLA, Oregon, Arizona, that they would handle their business pretty well relative to the competition. And you know, they're all different teams, but they all have the ingredients, you know, to make a deep push in the tournament. So it's, yeah, not surprising.
And you're wearing your maroon and gold, of course. I know these questions are hard for you, but what has impressed you? What has impressed you with Arizona's season?
Just the way Sean really has gotten a lot of young guys, you know, to play, you know, as a unit, to play together, to defend. You know, they're a very, very high-level defensive team, and they rebound, they play hard, they're in the right positions, you know, they play together at both ends of the floor. And you know, sometimes it's hard to incorporate young guys and have them buy into that, and they've consistently done that throughout the year. And you know, so there's no surprise they're in a great position right now. They've been very consistent all year.
Well, and that seemed like with your team this season, certainly at the end, that they were buying in. And you know, as we all know, I think if anything, maybe they would tire out at the end of games. You guys were lacked some depth. Yeah. What did you like about this team this year?
I just think the grittiness that we developed, the leadership that we got from the guards in particular, and that's the exciting thing about what we're bringing back with Shannon Evans, Trey Holder, and Cody Justice. Really, the sacrifice they made. I mean, Cody Justice was guarding 7-footers during the year and doing things that guards don't normally do. I was asking them to rebound more than they need to. So they've taken steps in different areas of their games that I think will benefit them next year when we provide a more balanced roster. You know, I would love for us to be able to throw the ball inside and play inside out. We were outside in the whole year.
Right. Yeah. You had to adjust to what your personnel. Yes. I'm definitely hearing some national buzz about you guys next year, about the recruiting you've done here. What have you enjoyed about this experience of being in the state of Arizona? Has it been a good fit for you?
It is. I love being here. I believe with my whole heart the potential that Arizona State has as a basketball program, just with the facilities, the school itself, the conference. I think all the ingredients I look for are here. It's just a matter of us getting the roster where it needs to be. I think the culture is taking a step in the right direction by how hard we competed last year despite, our limitations. And now we just got to keep upgrading that. And, the players that we're bringing in, I think, are winners. I've had Romello White and Mickey Mitchell both in practice for a whole year, and those guys kind of understand what I expect from them, which is going to be great. And then I'm adding guys like Remy Martin and Kamani Lawrence that are both high-level players that are winners.
From a personal standpoint, for your less off the court, your family, you guys have been East Coast kind of people for a long time. How's that fit in?
I like the pace of life out west. It's very relaxing and a good change for me. Living in the East, everything is quicker and just a touch slower. But it's great in terms of being outdoors. My family likes that part of it. I've enjoyed a few hikes in the off season and even on off days during the season, which you can't really take advantage of in a lot of places during the winter. So there's just the quality of life is great, and my family loves being out here.
Come across any strange critters on those hikes? I know, little scorpions,
yeah, not on the hikes yet, luckily. A run last year, I was lucky. I was looking down because there was a rattlesnake about 15 feet in front of me out on the street when I was running in my neighborhood. So that was so I have to keep my eyes out. I was a good assist guy when I played. I could find the open man. I just got to make sure my vision is right when I'm looking as I'm running.
Snakes, wildcats. There's all kinds of wild things out here. Thank you.
No problem, pal.
Drive a few miles north of Strawberry on Highway 87, nearly 20 miles on rugged forest roads along the edge and into the deep woods atop the Mogollon Rim, then scamper 500 feet down the southern edge of a rocky canyon, and you'll come upon a monument to the Battle of Big Dry Wash. The site looks much as it did on July 17, 1882, when a party of over 50 Apaches under Nattiatish waited to ambush cavalry led by Captain Adna R. Chaffee. The troops were guided by legendary scout Al Sieber, who discovered the Apaches' trap and warned the soldiers. The Apache had no idea that they were now surrounded, outnumbered, and they had lost the element of surprise. Nearly half the Apache were killed, including Nattiatish. Only 2 troopers died in the melee. The names of the cavalry that took part in the fight are listed on the back of the rarely visited massive stone monument, including Lieutenant Thomas Cruz, who won the Medal of Honor. The Battle of Big Dry Wash was the last battle fought between the Apaches and Army regulars.
The basketball court that Final Four players will compete on is no ordinary floor. It's made of Michigan maple that was harvested in November, then shipped to Idaho, where it was painted and stained, and then sent to the University of Phoenix Stadium, where it arrived last week. Producer and videographer Casey Demarest was at the installation.
We're installing the floor. We got 418 panels to install totally, and we started early this morning. It's called a zipper floor. It starts in the middle and we go in 2 directions. So that way, once we get the center row down, we can run a crew on one side and the other to get the install done quicker. The floor is built in Michigan. It takes about a week and a half to probably fabricate the floor. Then it was shipped to Idaho, assembled there, and then they sand it and then put all the graphics on the floor. That's about usually a week and a half, 2-week process. Get all the graphics done. And then the floor is pulled apart, let it cured, then loaded on a truck and shipped to here. The width of these boards on this floor are 2 1/4 inches wide. If you took all the boards and laid them end to end, it would be 10.3 miles, or 148 football fields end to end. This is the first floor we've installed west of the Mississippi since they went to the arena format. Before, they used to always have it in venues, or they wouldn't use an arena. Perfect. Looking good. Looking real good. It's a blast. It's a total blast. I mean, it's bragging rights. I mean, how many guys do this? There's one. That's it. And I've done it since '06. Watch the game and enjoy the floor, because it's all about, they play on the floor, but the game is the whole focal point. That's good, guys. Thank you very much. We're just the background. We just set the stage. They're the players. They're the actors. They're the guys that really make it all happen.
At the end of the tournament, the championship school gets first dibs on purchasing the floor. Wednesday on Arizona Horizon, we'll talk about the economic impact of big events like the Final Four. And time again for our legislative update with state legislative leaders. It's at 5:30 and 10 on the next Arizona Horizon. That is it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great evening.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your PBS station. Thank you.
Albertsons and Safeway are proud to support our Arizona veterans and Arizona PBS. Learn more at azpbs.org/veterans.
When you want to be more informed, Arizona PBS delivers news and analysis with multiple perspectives, thanks to financial support from you and
Yupa's Thai Kitchen in Tempe features fresh, authentic Thai cuisine and vegetarian Thai dishes